Good evening, friends. Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. We're on our Patreon channel here tonight, and I wanted to share some things with you as a result of the untimely death of Daria Dugina, who is the daughter of Alexander Dugin in Russia. He is a Russian philosopher. He was a close aide of President Putin there, and a very tragic situation. This young lady died as she took her father's car, and her father would have actually taken the car himself. So it is believed that he was the target of this assassination attempt, but instead his daughter ended up falling the victim of it. I can only imagine the difficulty that Mr. Alexander Dugin is dealing with in his own heart, losing his daughter in such a horrible, horrendous way there. As far as I know, you won't see any images here. They keep it all kind of covered up there, but you'll be able to see the video footage there of the car, the attack that took place there just outside of Moscow there, where the car was blown up, and she died in that crash. What brought me, though, to want to speak a little bit about this over here on Patreon has more to do with the assassinations period and the form. And I believe we've shared this with you guys before, that the United States has been involved in what we call remote viewing assassinations. And just to kind of give you a little idea here, this here being a video that was done on Vice, was interviewing John Cook there about remote viewing. And of course, what he explains about remote viewing is not what I call the real in-depth remote viewing. This is where they kind of use their mind to be able to view places remotely and then to draw out what they're seeing. But there is a much deeper form of remote viewing, and I'm actually a little bit more familiar with this from the intel side of it, as well as other means that I'm aware of about how this works. And remote viewing can be done as well as when a person goes into a meditative state, and it's as if their spirit leaves their body. And when they do that, they're actually able to go to other places. Well, the United States government has been heavily involved in that, especially at the Dulce secret base in Dulce, New Mexico. Well, I was just near that area, I'll just say it that way, here recently. And that base there, you've got the image right here of or an overview of the secret base there. And it goes 7 stories underground. Well, the first 3 stories, what we'll be focused with, if you go below that 3rd story going underground, going down and actually to the 5th, 6th, and 7th levels, you get into reptilian aliens that are working with parts of our military. And down there, they do some very sadistic types of experiments. Won't even get into that. In fact, recently I just discovered even more types of experiments, including making half human, half serpent types of experiments that go on down there. We've talked about that before here. What I want to focus on, though, is more of the application of remote viewing that is done there at Dulce, where leaving the body, they go and they do assassinations. And we've even talked about that a little bit on this broadcast before, that the United States government is successfully doing assassinations via remote viewing. Well, because of the situation with Russia and what's going on there, I went back to the 9 Russian diplomats that died mysteriously over a 1.5 year period, and we covered these stories on Israeli News Live initially. But what I did is I took on this here. It says map where the 9 Russian diplomats have died unexpectedly in the last 1.5 years. Shows you the different places, including Russia, India, Libya, United States, and other places that we won't just name every single one of them, but a lot of different places there. So I took time, I highlighted the ones that would be more suspicious, more probable of actually being considered remote viewing assassinations. And I do know that the United States government has been successful in doing assassinations via remote viewing. Igor Sergin is one of the ones that could have been killed by remote viewing. So the Russian Defense Ministry didn't say where or how he died. The Financial Times, citing Western intelligence sources, said he had recently been sent to Syria to ask President Bashar al-Assad to step down. The Kremlin denied making such a request. Stratford, a geopolitical analyst site, cited an unidentified source saying Sergin had died in Lebanon. So, a very slight possibility, because we don't know if he died in his sleep or not, because remote viewers kill their subjects while they are sleeping. Another one, Sergei Krivov. It was unclear. Initial reports that Krivov fell from the roof of the embassy. This was then changed to a heart attack. The police report said Krivov had a head wound, but the medical examiner's office said found no evidence of that. In other words, no evidence of a head wound. So it is believed that he actually died of a heart attack. Now, that's normally the way remote viewing works. They cause such a tremendous fear for the victim that they suffer massive heart attacks in their sleep. Andrei Karlov, he was shot dead in the art gallery there. Very famous scene that people have seen. Peter Polashkov, also, he was shot dead in Moscow apartment hours before Karlov was assassinated in Ankara. So we know how he died. But Roman Skralnikov says he died of a heart attack, but officials were investigating other possibilities. Skralnikov was found dead in his apartment. His body showed no signs of being attacked. Again, now that's a classic type of death that could easily be part of a remote viewing assassination. Now, granted, some of these deaths could have been natural causes, but to see 9 Russian diplomats die within a 1.5 year period of time is a bit unusual. Andrei Malinin, another one. He was found dead in his apartment with the door locked on the inside and no signs of a break-in. Greek officials said he seemed to have died of natural causes, but we're investigating. Alexander Karakin died in a hospital after a short illness. Doesn't seem like that would have anything to do with remote viewing. But Vitaly Churkin, another one. Unclear. U.S. authorities can't release autopsy results. Under international law, an anonymous New York City source said it was a heart attack with no foul play. Another possible candidate of a remote viewing assassination. And last but not least, Magyas Shirinsky, unknown, died while swimming. I doubt very seriously that had anything to do with remote viewing. But just think about it. You had Vitaly, 1. Andrei, 2. Roman, 3. Sergei, 4. Igor, 5. 5 possibilities, and out of that 5, I would say 4 very good possibilities. They were killed by our secret program of remote viewing assassins from Dulce, New Mexico. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Have a good day.